Top 10 underrated classic rock songs. While classic rock hits still get radio play even decades after they achieve popularity, there are some songs that are equally great but didn't get the recognition that they so deserved. Some songs are written and released by rock legends and iconic bands and artists who already has enough singles at the top of the charts, but not all their songs make it big. Of course, not all classic rock listeners always have the same opinion on some of these hidden gems beneath forgotten records, but to each their own. Still, it doesn't hurt to widen your classic rock music horizons and take a listen to the 13 songs on the list and find out for yourself whether these underrated tracks should have been given a chance to escape from obscurity. Before we start the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel that you will not miss our new video. 1. Bolivian Ragamuffin by Aerosmith. Bolivian Ragamuffin was written and recorded for the album Rock in a Hard Place, sadly after Joe Perry and Brad Whitford had, albeit temporarily, left Aerosmith. That was when Jimmy Crespo and Rick the Doof filled in for them and recorded this hard-rocking underrated track. It has an incredibly powerful opening with an aggressive yet quintessential guitar riff. To add to the complexities of the song's musicality, Bolivian Ragamuffin's lyrics is the hardest to decipher among Aerosmith songs. It's been the cause of fans' heated debates across the years trying to make out Steven Tyler's rap-like scatting of the undecipherable words. 2. Rollin' and Tumbling by Cream. Rollin' and Tumbling is a favorite song to cover by great icons in the music industry. The best thing about this Delta Blues classic cover by Cream, which sometimes gets overlooked beneath their greater hits, is that it's a hard rock song built on the harmonica. Cream arranged a roaring version of Rollin' and Tumbling that included an awesome heavy harmonica break. And not only does Jack Bruce play that harmonica to his soul's desire, he even sings lead vocals simultaneously. 3. Nantucket Sleigh Ride by Mountain. This hard rock classic is definitely a must-hear. The title itself already presents an interesting story. Nantucket Sleigh Ride, by definition, is the experience of being towed along in a ship by a harpooned whale, a reference to the whaling industry of the 1800s where voyages are done to hunt whales in order to harvest oil from their blubber. The song is dedicated to Owen Coffin, a young seaman who was a victim of cannibalism by his own shipmates after their whaling ship the Essex was rammed and sunk by a sperm whale. 4. Trapped Under Ice by Metallica, an underrated classic thrasher. This Metallica track is one that should be given more praise. The 5th track from Metallica's second album, Ride the Lightning, tells of the story about someone who is literally trapped under ice, who then woke up from a cryogenic sleep, helpless and feeling doomed. Its underlying meaning is interpreted in many different ways and angles, such as a metaphor for depression, pain and suffering, or loneliness. Inspired by one of lead guitarist Kirk Hammett's former band's songs, Impaler, the upbeat song is based on a galloping riff rhythm and is overall, it is a masterpiece thrash mayhem. 5. Achilles' Last Stand by Led Zeppelin. For sure, hardcore Zeppelin fans would definitely know this song. However, it is underrated because even if it's as great as it is, no other list includes this song as one of the Led Zeppelin greats. Even Led Zeppelin Top 40 Songs lists misses this underappreciated masterpiece. One interesting fact about Achilles' Last Stand is that it's one of the longest Led Zeppelin songs ever. It runs at 10 minutes 26 seconds. There is an edgy riff in the song that is a boogie-based hard rock. 6. Guns N' Roses, 14 Years. This song has the rare instance of being entirely sung by Izzy Stradlin with Axl Rose only singing the chorus. It's a shame Guns N' Roses has stopped singing it live since Stradlin left the band in 1991. This song was originally written by both Stradlin and Rose to what was speculated as a reference to the 14-year friendship they had at the time it was written in the year 1990. It began when Stradlin presented his song to Rose, and in a moment of true bromance, Rose responded with his own work in progress, also titled 14 Years. They combined their songs into one. 7. End of the Night by The Doors, probably one of the best yet terribly underrated songs Jim Morrison has ever written for The Doors, is End of Night. The 9th track on the B-side of their self-titled debut album is mysterious yet beautifully poetic, with verbatim excerpts from the poem Auguries of Innocence by William Blake. This track showcases Morrison's emotional vulnerability and literary competence as he combines into his lyrics his confessions about his disturbing and depressing views on life and its end, while keeping it explicitly inspired by classic literary works like the William Blake poem mentioned before, and also by the 1932 French novel Journey to the End of the Night by Louis Ferdinand Céline. 8. Black Juju by Alice Cooper. The legendary shock rock pioneer Alice Cooper is sometimes more known for his 6-stage antics and persona, which sometimes make people forget that he's still a musician. And with his commercial success and impressive roster of hits, come some tracks that may need to be unearthed to be appreciated. Take, for example, Black Juju, the last track on the side of his third studio album, Love It to Death. It's dark, it's long, it's terrifying, and it's epic. If listened to carefully, the track is quite similar to Pink Floyd's Interstellar Overdrive. Fun fact, Alice Cooper and Pink Floyd once shared a stage together in their early days. 9. Mr. Blackwell by Kiss. Mr. Blackwell is a track for the Kiss 1981 concept album Music from the Elder. While it might be peculiar at first listen, it's actually one of the most bizarrely fascinating tracks of the album to the point that it gets overlooked. It does grow on you once you get to listen to it more and more. The entire album tells a story about a boy recruited by the Council of Elders and goes into a journey that combats evil in the world. Mr. Blackwell is the sinister antagonist in the story Music from the Elder is trying to convey, so because Mr. Blackwell is the villain of the album, listeners get treated to a bizarre and skin-crawling track that puts you in a strange trance. 10. The cut runs Deep by Deep Purple. One of Deep Purple's songs with the most underrated riffs by guitarist Ritchie Blackmore is The Cut Runs Deep from their 13th studio album, Slaves and Masters. The English rock band was originally formed as a progressive rock group, but eventually developed a heavier metal hard rock sound in 1970 and was listed in the 1975 Guinness Book of World Records as the globe's loudest band. This particular song is the second track on Slaves and Masters, and it opens to a typically 80s eclectic keyboard riff by John Lord. There's some division with Deep Purple fans regarding the vocalist for this rework, former Rainbow singer Joe Lynn Turner. He's mostly known for having a nasal characteristic to his voice back in his Rainbow days, but it has matured into a gritty quality by the time he was singing for this record. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.